Hey guys, Jen here. This is the third attempt, so I hope it goes well and the message comes across clearly. And I hope by the end of this video you guys understand why I put this one in between the CERN uploads and the CERN live chat, before the CERN live chat. This is another topic that has been out there for many years, but I want to revisit it real quickly. I told you about the incident in my family and in both households in 2 states away, how this black eye phenomenon was almost contagious and it went from person to person that I dealt with. Not these black eyes, these black eyes, although both have been related to alien and or demonic possession. This is the one we're talking about in this video. The stories have been around for a long time in the creepypasta world. You've seen it in movies about possession and in other shows about alien takeovers and such. This is related, and again, I want to get into this in a live chat. I saw this phenomenon pass from family member to family member. One of those family members had recently been in the hospital for an alleged brain aneurysm, which for some reason I had to be there to talk to the doctor for, and I think, again, it was just to give me information. I believe that sometimes things are put in front of us just to make us aware of the situation so these beings can have plausible deniability at that point in time, and so that they can shark off some type of karmatic law. But the fact that they're trying to do all these gymnastics and ethical gymnastics just proves that they are blinded. Now, the black eyes, I believe, are a symbol of something else that's happening. You could also relate it to the hive mind. That is also an effect that comes from this. Now, sometimes they talk about things in the material world, but they're meaning it in a spiritual stance. Remember, this is a time of inversion. Up is down, down is up, inside is outside, outside is inside. So when they put a story like this in the headlines, it could be literally just to show that this spiritual condition is now running rampant upon the earth. This story, the next story I'm going to tell, also again was given to me back in 2018, spoken to me by my aunt. Allegedly, her husband, my uncle by marriage, was ill in the hospital with ulcers, and he was vomiting black goo. The black goo and the black eye phenomenon, they are related, but are they real? Have you ever seen the black goo for yourself? I have not. I've seen pictures of the ocean after the alleged oil spill. I shared a video on my community channel where, again, they show a video that could have tricks in it. They walk up to a fisherman. He says he's never seen it, and he fishes all over. But the video itself, he says, would intimidate or scare him. So remember that a lot of these things they're talking about in the physical are likely relevant to the spiritual. Okay? So having said that, let's revisit a story. And here I show you black goo, and I wanted to show you experiment MIT black goo and see the first picture on the right? Experimente MIT. An experiment at MIT on what? Black goo. UND what? And underground, maybe? They may not be speaking of this any longer because they don't want to give anything away. So real quick, we're going to jump topics, but again, stay with me. It all ties together. Those of you who don't recognize this, it almost looks like an underwater dragon. No? And who is spoken of in scripture? A dragon. This is allegedly a fictional creation called a Goa'uld from the show Stargate years ago. I began watching this show at the beginning of my awakening, and it's very ironic that I did. The Goa'uld, system lords according to Stargate, are Apophis, Baal, Anubis, Cronus, Sokar, Heru, Nerti, Ra, and Yu. Please understand, yes, I recognize the significance of this regarding paganism and the occult. I understand all that. I'm trying to bring understanding to you guys and other people who may not know yet exactly what's happening. Funny enough, the Baal star in the middle looks like a, what did they call it? A weapon they used to kill vampires in Supernatural. I just watched the finale of that, so it's pretty fresh in my mind. Now, these are the symbols of the Goa'uld system lords in this science fiction series. Those little dragon things enter somebody this way through their stomach. But here's the thing, you have to be what? You have to be willing, right? One of their main characters, this guy, notice the symbol he has on the top of his head? That just shows what system lord he is with, okay? Now, you have to consent to have these things there, and then you have what's called a symbiotic relationship. And you have what? Shining eyes. Shining eyes are a system or a symptom of being, quote-unquote, possessed or inhabited by these symbiotic beings called the Goa'uld. Okay? Now we're going to go back to black goo. Why? Why is this important? Well, here we have a symptom of something. They call it a symptom of possession, demonic possession, right? And this show is showing that these beings are willingly taking on the Goa'uld in a symbiotic relationship. Again, it has to be willing. So I'm going to take you somewhere else now real quick. Back when they were talking about the goo quite often. Ancient Egyptian coffins and mystery of black goo. This is from May of last year. Several ancient Egyptian coffins and mummy cases have been found covered in a mysterious black goo. I guarantee you they know what it is, if it is real. If it is not real, again, they are relaying information through these headlines to each other, okay, about a quote-unquote black goo or dark matter spiritually. They are speaking to each other, not to us, okay? This person here, and again, we're going to get into this in the following live, and I would like to do that tonight, but we'll see. This gentleman, this is part 6, so again, we're just looking at a few things I found interesting right now. It's written by a man who calls himself Skinwalker. And now I guess I have to watch Prometheus again, because this goo is apparently what he starts a new life form with. Is that what they're trying to tell us? Did CERN possibly create a new life form through their collision of particles? I'm just throwing things out there. I'm not saying that's what's true. Okay? So again, we've heard about black goo for a little while now here on YouTube. So I want to show you something else. The bizarre substance that seems to have intelligence. Okay? Again, September 9th, 2020. A very bizarre substance which appears to be alive black goo has also been found in the rainwater of Germany. This substance seems to be alive through the way it moves. This crystal was extracted from World War II SS black stones. These stones are similar to those used in pagan rituals, similar to the black stones found in, I think that should say Kabbalah, or Kaaba, Mecca, sorry. And here they start talking about what I've looked into for years now. Ormus, monatomic gold, and monoatomic iridium, which I have not put in my body. The monoatomic gold I have. So obviously I'm interested in this and seeing what it has to say. I don't believe that I forfeited my salvation by trying something, and if I find out that it's bad, I will stop taking it. That's my personal opinion. So again, I realize not everybody agrees with me, and not everybody is going to follow me into this journey. But I hope that people take the time to listen. So now we're going to go, right here. The mysterious death of conspiracy theorist Max Spears. He was the original first targeted individual. Okay. This is from BBC in 2016. Okay. He believed he had superhuman abilities and that his mind had been altered as a child. India Rakusin investigates how he died. Okay. This is from The Independent. Max Spears, conspiracy theorist who died after vomiting dark fluid overdosed on anxiety drug, inquest finds. Okay, this was written in 2019, but he died at 39 years old. He said that he was a super soldier. He said that he was able to do things like, what do they call that? Astral projection, and he visited Mars, and that he was able to, monitor other places and then come back to the CIA. Like, just all this out there stuff. Now, is he a real person or a character? I don't know. Again, they are saying different things than we can possibly perceive all the time with all of these stories. But it is my theory that this black goo is a symbol for what's happening on the inner side, which is demonic possession, and that you have to be willing, you have to willingly come into agreement with these things. And they either want to share your vessel or they want your vessel for themselves. This is why I say balance is important. This is why I say extremism to either the right or the left, the up or the down too far is not a good thing. We should be as good and as positive and doing as many righteous things as possible. But balancing our equilibriums, right? The female spirit is on the rise, and I hope and pray that it's the true feminine spirit and not feminist. Because we just had a patriarchy, and we see what happens when we go too far with one side or the other. I believe that this system was created by two parents, by a mother and a father. We see it all over in nature. We see it everywhere. And this patriarchy has really done a number on this entire society. So I do believe it's time for change. But I believe it's time for positive change and for us to work together in harmony with one another. And for both of those, male and female, should be at the forefront. Not one ahead of the other, but beside each other, walking together. So these are a few of the things we're going to touch base on in the next live chat. Be ready, because it's all going to be about dark matter, CERN, and this black goo. If Max Spears was a real person, I pray for him and his soul. He did his best to get the truth out, and his time came to an end. And it gets hard to watch your own back. I know that from experience, and I know that because of what I cover, that I put myself in jeopardy. That is one reason that I do hope for the channel to kind of get a little bit bigger. That is my, security in a way. But even if it doesn't, I'm still going to research and bring truth to as many people as possible. And it's up to you to decide whether you accept and receive it. Just like the monoatomic gold, the Ormus, I'm thinking it's a good supplement and something that could do us good and possibly manna from heaven. If I find out that that's different, I will absolutely inform you guys, and I won't take it anymore myself. The mark of the beast, people have a different perception of that than I do as well. While I'm not going to let anything be injected in me, I believe that if you don't know about something, if God is just, and we know that God is, then people aren't going to be judged by such things that they know nothing of. You guys have a blessed day. We'll talk soon. Get ready for the next chat. It's going to be a doozy. I love you so much. Bye.